Ord Media, where we all bring something to the table. Pull up a chair at punchboardmedia.com.
There is a mystery afoot. Let's solve it. So a couple of months ago, I was contacted by the folks over at PostCurious, and they asked me to review their mystery box adventure, I guess you would call it. I really don't know what to call something like this. This is not a board game, though it has puzzly board game elements to it. It is also not really an escape room, though it kind of, again, has some of those puzzly escape room elements to it. So what PostCurious does, this one that I received is called the Tales of Ord. And what it is an experience that you'll get over several different packages that you will receive in the mail. Now, each package has its own contents, and when you receive your package, they actually come in a box, just like this here. And each one has a confidential envelope with some information and a whole bunch of stuff that was sent to you to try to figure out that piece of the puzzle. Now, there are several small puzzles to figure out the big thing that you're trying to figure out in each one. So you will receive a variety of different things. I just pulled a few things out here. This is not what you're getting in the first box. This is kind of a mixture of what you're going to get in several of the boxes. But I get stuff like this little journal here. And this journal is actually written out and it's pretty in-depth. They're not skimping on the quality here, and they actually are showing a lot of stuff. And there's a lot of stuff in here that you really need to consume to understand how to do all of the puzzles and everything. You'll get stuff, like a big map of Europe, which you have to use several times, and it's just very, very interesting. You also keep getting letters from Emirates Institute from a particular individual there that is actually contacting you to figure out the mystery here. So the mystery of these boxes is there is a missing faculty member, and you're trying to figure out what happened to that faculty member and why they're missing and where they have gone. You will get interesting things that you may have to fold and manipulate. You might get stuff that you might have to do stuff to figure out how to figure out what the puzzle is and what they're trying to ask of you. I even got somebody's keys. That was very interesting puzzle to figure out. Yes, keys. Keys are a puzzle. And whatever these are, I know what they are, but you might not. So you are trying to figure out how all of these things are connected and figure out what the clues are within all of these things. I mean, where did it go? Right here. I mean, I even got a scratch-off lottery ticket here, covering up what you can't see right there, but there's some interesting stuff there. Heck, I even got, somebody's little like I love you card with some, some rose petals that are in it that are actually scented rose. So if you don't like the scent of rose, hurry up and solve this puzzle because you'll want to put that away quickly. My whole dining room smelled like rose for a couple of weeks, and actually still pretty potent. I'm actually very impressed with the quality of that. There, you'll also get eventually, a medallion here, and this is real wood here, and this is like carved and etched, and there's odd symbols on here, and you got to decipher this at some point. And there was a lot of stuff in each of these boxes. One thing that's also really cool is they always come with a little read me first here. And this will tell you, of course, if there's anything missing. There's a place that you can go to see all the contents of the box. There's no spoilers with that. It just tells you what you should have received. inside your package. And if for some reason anything is missing, you can go ahead and email them. They provide you an email address and all of that. But they also give you a website that you can go to get some hints about maybe what you're trying to do. Because maybe it's not intuitive at first. And you can click through and the hints kind of give you a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. And then once you think you have it figured out, there's even a place you can input your solution so you can make sure that you are correct. And you will go through this. Now, some of the puzzles that you receive in here require you to think outside of the box, completely outside of the box. So you will need to really pull in as many resources as you can and make sure you read everything. And these come with a lot of stuff to read. They give you, tearings out of magazines, or, you get these interesting letters from Dr. MacLeod from Emirates Institute. And some of the stuff just seems mundane, like, this journal is just like, this is what happened. I saw a squirrel today and blah, blah, blah. And it's interesting, but there are clues and hints everywhere. And you really have to digest almost everything that they give you. And the really fun thing is when it clicks. It's like, oh, wait. I think I figured it out. And then you start manipulating something. And you're like, oh, I could figure this out. Okay, I need to do something here with this. And then it's always that little bit of joy that you get when you figure that out. So you'll be getting these boxes. There are going to be 4 different boxes. And each one, of course, comes with one of these little read me first things. Also in the first box, you also do get a little notebook, which is fantastic. So that way you have one place to put all of your notes. Or if more than one person is doing this box at the same time, you have a place where you can collaborate on your notes and write stuff. And there are plenty of pages in here. There are plenty of pages that I didn't even use in here. I'm not going to show you the pages that I wrote on, because spoilers. But it is really, really interesting. I mean, there's even like a little clear thing there. But there is so much stuff in here, and it is an experience to go through this. And eventually, you will get this box here. And this box is actually beautiful in its own. And you will figure out the combination on the top. I'm not going to show you because I have it actually solved on there. I don't want to spoil any of that. But this box is actually really, really nice. And it has like really nice like etching and that kind of stuff on it. But eventually, when you get the box solved and everything, you will be able to open a little door. And you'll be able to get a scroll, which this is your conclusion to the mystery. And it is very interesting. A lot of this box has to do with Norse mythology. So I actually learned some stuff with this box, and everything is very, very interesting. This has been a very interesting experience. It has been a lot of fun. There has been times where it has melted my brain, where I wasn't thinking outside of the box because I'm used to being constrained to the stuff that I have. And you also need to use stuff from box to box to box. So, you pack away the first box, the next box comes in the mail, and you're dealing with that stuff. Well, you might need to pull out a thing or two from the previous box because that's still linked in together, and you will be using stuff throughout the entire thing. You'll be using stuff from box 1 in the very last box, the 4th box that you receive. So everything is tied together, and that is something that is really tough to do, and I really applaud the designers for linking everything together, which is absolutely fantastic. I think the keys were one of my favorite things because it's just such a weird everyday object, and you're getting, keys. What am I going to do with these keys? And you can tell that they're unique, they're cut. It's just like, well, What to do with somebody's keys? Why are they sending me somebody's keys? I don't have anything. I can't get into this university. I don't even know where it is. If you know the website is, you might know where it is. But this has been a very unique and fun experience. I will say that this is something that might not be great for kids just because of how some of the puzzles are a little bit more sophisticated. They're a little bit higher education, I might even say. But, you know, you never know. If you have a smarty pants kid, they might be able to figure out some of this stuff. But as I said, some of the stuff was beyond me, though I'm sure some teenagers and some preteens could actually, you know, outwit me in some stuff anyways. But the Tales of Ord has been a fantastic experience. I really like having stuff like this, like the tactile box is something that is fantastic. And, you know, just when you're able to figure something out, you know, you're able to figure out, you know, how something goes together and how something, you know, folds up or something like that. It is really cool and a really fun experience to try and work through. This is definitely something that I would suggest that more than one person do because, as I said, it's kind of brain melting at some points, but it is something that I really enjoyed. Will and I did work on the first box, but due to his work schedule and stuff, I ended up doing the rest of them by myself, which took me a little bit longer to figure them out. And as soon as I would sit down and figure it out, I would just be like, I have gotten nowhere with this today. And then the next day I'd spend about a half hour reading stuff and I'd be like, oh, I understand what they're talking about. Taking notes in this is absolutely key because you will want to write down your answers and that kind of stuff. But this was a really fun experience. If I haven't gotten that through, I hope that I have. And I have really enjoyed the Tales of Ord series. So if you would like an extended mystery experience in your own home, I definitely suggest checking them out. You can find a link down below to try to experience this. I'm sorry I couldn't give you a lot of details because I don't really want to spoil anything. And hopefully I haven't spoiled anything. I don't think I have, but again, this has been a really fun and interesting experience. And, you know, the satisfaction of the very end, getting to open up the box, that is something that is really, really cool and really satisfying. And it feels like a satisfying end to the mystery that we have been going through. But again, down below, you can go and check out PostCurious and check out the boxes that they have there so you can have a mystery experience at your own home. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and help support Cloak and Meeple. You can always go to geekygoodies.com to buy a Cloak and Meeple shirt. You can always support on Patreon or Pod Pledge. And also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon, and like this video. Again, thanks for watching.